Okay, so the Pokemon Community Day Presents video came out today, and it was great in my opinion. I saw some of the stuff on Instagram while leaving classes before I watched the whole thing, and was so excited, but after seeing everything, I'm even more excited. So in this video, I'm just going to go quickly over some of my thoughts on some of the stuff that was announced, and I'll put a link to the full Presents video, because I'm not going to talk about everything, because some of the stuff just, I don't care as much about, but, and some of the stuff I do care about, but just didn't mention, I either forgot to mention it, or just didn't address it in this video. But yeah, we're just gonna go over some of the things that I saw and was the most interested in. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm just gonna get into it first with the thing I was the most excited about, and that was the starters that were announced for Legends Z-A. So the starters ended up being Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig. Very, very surprising to me. And this was not really any of the ones I was expecting. The theory that I think I'd heard the most, it was like something along these lines of Scorbunny, Piplup, and Snivy. That was what I was assuming we were going to get. That seemed to make sense from like what I'd looked at, just like French stuff and, just trying to like connect stuff. And just that's what a bunch of other people had theorized. Something along that line. Maybe Litten instead of Scorbunny. Something like in that area. But I thought that would have been cool. And then I also heard some people mention just reusing the Kalos Starters, which I really would not have been a fan of. I mean, I love the Kalos Starters. Like, literally the first playthrough I did on this channel was an X and Y playthrough. But I really liked how in Legends ZA, that was one of my favorite things that they didn't do the Sinnoh Starters. Because instead, that gave you the opportunity to catch the Sinnoh Starters in the wild. And then also let you get an older start, or a different starter. Because Rowlet, is technically whatever. Well, you all know what I mean. It allowed you to get other starters and then gave them a new evolution. So I was really hoping that would be the case in this game, and that appears to be the case. So yeah, hopefully this means I assume this will be very similar to Arceus, where this means, we'll be able to get the Kalos starters throughout the playthrough, and then you can also obviously get one of these starters, and hopefully they have a regional evolution, which is what I'm assuming, but I'll talk about in a second why I think that might not be the case, but I really think it probably will be. But yeah, I really love how they did this. 3 starters completely out of left field to me. These were not any of the 3, like I said, that I was expecting. Like I said, I thought it could have been one trio, and then I thought it could have just been the Kalos 3, but I'm really, really happy that they ended up going this route. But yeah, I'm super happy with these 3. Totodile is one of my all-time favorites. I've used it in so many Heart Gold playthroughs. One of the games I played the most growing up. Besides, I'd say between either Heart Gold and White are probably the 2 games I've played the most. So definitely have used Totodile a ton. I've just realized 2 of my favorite starters that I've played at the games the most are definitely 2 water types, being Oshawott and Totodile. But yeah, I've used Totodile in so many playthroughs. Actually, like in the past 2-ish months, I've actually bought a decent amount of Totodile stuff. I bought a Totodile graded card. I bought a Totodile figure. I don't think either of those videos have came up yet on the channel. I recorded them, but just haven't uploaded them yet. But yeah, Totodile, easily one of my favorites. Just a little water alligator dinosaur thing. Perfect to me. I love Totodile. I loved him in the anime. Just awesome Pokemon. One of my favorites. But I love both the other stars as well. Totodile is probably the one I'm going to pick. I will say it's just one I've always liked. And I did see Pokemon put like the poll out, and I think like 60% of people picked Totodile, which I do get because I know Tepig and Chikorita are not the most popular starters. But Totodile's just always been one I like, so that's why I'll probably end up going it. But I'll explain a little bit more with that too. But yeah, I love Chikorita. I've used Chikorita because I've done some playthroughs of Heart Gold where I've like traded over the other stars and used all 3. So I love Chikorita as well. Really like all 3 of the Johto starters. And definitely wouldn't be shocked if I end up picking Chikorita. But like I said, do think I'll pick Totodile. And then Tepig too. I love Tepig. I definitely think I love Tepig and Chikorita for a matter of fact too. More than most of the community. Because I see a lot of people do like tier list of the starters. And both of these 2 end up being pretty low in the rankings. And I'm always, I think, higher on these 2 than most people. But, just it's whatever as far as that. And also with Tepig, I will say, I might have started a Pokemon White playthrough that I haven't uploaded any of the videos yet on this channel. We're a decent ways through that game, actually, but I haven't uploaded any of the videos yet for that series. But yeah, we might have a Tepig, I'll say. So I really do like Tepig. But yeah, so I'm assuming, like I said, we're going to get regional final evolutions again, but maybe not. And if we don't, I would assume we would be getting like Megas for these starters. But I think if they did that, they would do like 3 Johto starters. Or if they were going to give us Mega starters, I think they would just give us the Kalos starters from the get-go. So I'm assuming we're going to get like the Hisuian starters, where it'll be like these 3 starters, obviously, and then they'll get like a new typings, which is what I'm hoping and assuming. So this is going to be my big prediction here on these starters. First with Totodile, I think Totodile is going to be the first starter to gain the dragon typing in its final evolution. And I know obviously like there's megas like Mega Charizard, Mega Sceptile that have the dragon typing, but as far as their like regular form, will be a will have the dragon typing. I think this would make a ton of sense. Totodile just kind of has always given me that somewhat of a dragony look, and I definitely think they could, as far as like design wise, make it maybe a little bit more dinosaur like, almost like a Spinosaurus or a Baryonyx, and fit the dragon typing with that. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, they won't do dragon because blah, 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 dragon starter don't work, whatever. But, there's so much more that's happened. Obviously, with fairy typing and stuff, I think that they could easily have a dragon type starter now, especially for the final evolution. And the fairy typing is specifically why I think this will be the case, because I think Mega Meganium will be Grass Fairy. Or not Mega, whatever, Kalos, whatever the new thing, I think Meganium will be Grass Fairy. I think that's the typing that makes the most sense, and especially if they were to do Dragon Water for Alligator. I think it would look really good. Maybe make the flower a little bit more flowery, I guess. I don't know, but something like that. So I definitely think I keep saying Mega, whatever, the regional variant for Meganium, I think will be Fairy. And then that just leaves Embor. And as far as like everything, I don't even know really. As far as a top triangle with Water Dragon, Fairy Grass, Fire, whatever, could really work, I think. And I'm just going to assume Fire Dark. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what typing I would see them giving an Embor variant. But I could kind of see Fire Dark. It's got like the darker colors already. And then also, like stuff like Incineroar that looks like it could be a fighting type is actually a dark type. So that would be my like guess for now. But that's definitely the one that I like have the least like thought into and like the least interest, just because I don't really know what else you would go with for like an Embor version. But like for Alligator, I could see a few different typings. Water Dragon's the one I would personally prefer and think would look the coolest, but like Water Dark I could see as well. And Grass Fairy I think would just be so awesome for Meganium, and honestly the one that I would think is the most likely, I will say. So I assume I will be picking Totodile before the final evolutions are released, but like I said, if Meganium has a really, really cool final evolution, or even Embor for that matter, but I definitely think Meganium could have a really cool evolution. It's a Pokemon that a lot of people like, but just hasn't ever been great. So I think if they, at least for like most playthroughs, I know there's like some exceptions, but I think Meganium definitely could be the one that comes out really cool out of this. So, and definitely for Alligator as well. But I really think I'm going to end up probably picking the Totodile final evolution, but depending on how the Meganium one works out, I could see me, and even the Embor, like I said. But definitely assuming I'm going to go Totodile, especially, and Tepig's definitely I think the one I'm least likely to, just because I think I prefer both the Johto ones, especially Totodile, and since they're probably all going to be getting a cooler secondary typing, I think that those two could definitely end up looking very cool. So that's pretty much my bit on the starters. But yeah, I think I will probably be going Totodile, as what a bunch of people appear to be doing right now. But like I said, once these final evolutions are shown off, I think that could definitely change a lot of stuff. And also, I will say, if for Alligator isn't Water Dragon, I could see a few other types. I mentioned Water Dark. I could see Water Dark, Water Fighting, something like that. I'm going to hope it's Water Dragon and assume Water Dragon, but if it's not Water Dragon, my guess would probably be Water Dark. I could see that, being the lines always use moves like Bite and Crunch, which are dark type, and just there's a few other like Alligator like Pokemon that have had the dark type like Crocodile, so Water Dark would also make sense, but I'm really hoping and going to guess Water Dragon. And if I will mention this. So whenever I'm making this video, I have not watched anybody else's reaction to the Community Day stuff or whatever, or the Presents video. I literally watched the Present and saw like the Instagram post about the starters and some of the other stuff getting announced, but I didn't like watch anybody else's reaction. So this might be confirmed or whatever, these starter types, but this is without me knowing or seeing anybody else's predictions. So yeah, I'll say it one more time right here. So for Alligator, Water Dragon, Meganium, Fairy Grass, and Embor, the one I'm the most hesitant on, Fire Dark. I think that makes sense, but I don't really know what else they would give Embor. Okay, and now some other stuff for Legends Z-A. Now that we're out of the starters, that's probably the longest thing that I'm going to talk about in this video, but the starters are just something I personally care about so much, and I know a lot of people do as well, but that's definitely the thing I was the most excited about. So one thing I will say, the area in Legends Z-A, I really like how this is looking. I was a little hesitant on whenever I heard that the whole game was going to be in Lumino City, and I was like, how are the wild Pokemon even going to work? But having like the area like half wild-ish, like introducing areas specifically for wild Pokemon, it looked really good. Like there was like the little stream areas with the Claunchers, I think. and then, like little grass areas. I thought that looked really good, and I really like how they're introducing that, because I was worried about how it was going to be like just a whole city area. I didn't know how that was going to work, but I feel way more optimistic about it after seeing the trailer. And now the other thing I definitely have to mention about the trailer is the fighting style. It looks so good and so interesting to me. So it looks like almost like a combination of the Legends Arceus fighting style, which I liked, but personally wasn't crazy about it. It seemed like more like you were actually fighting than your Pokemon were. And then it looks like a combination of that where you're like actually moving around and stuff, plus normal Pokemon fighting. So I think this will be a really fun fighting mechanic that I'm really excited to try out. And then some other stuff as far as Legends Arceus, I will quickly mention. For part of the trailer, and I don't know if this was just like a cutscene thing or whatever, it looked like there might be following Pokemon, and that might have been something that's been announced, but I didn't know that for sure. And if that's the case, I think that's going to be really cool. Obviously, that's, a fan favorite feature for games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so I would definitely be happy with that. And then one other thing, obviously, the announcement for the game is going to be releasing late 2025, which I think is really exciting. So definitely going to be a Switch release and not a Switch 2 release, or what I think I don't know if it's for sure the Switch 2 or whatever, but it does seem very exciting as far as that. So I'm really excited to get to play this game later this year. And whenever I do get it, I will definitely probably record my whole playthrough of the game on this channel. So stay tuned for that. And now we didn't see any new megas, but I 100% think we're getting new megas. This would be my guesses. So like I said, I think we're definitely going to get the Kalos starters, and I think they will have mega evolutions. One thing I will say, I just thought about this. I have like a little script I wrote just so I would make sure I mention some things. I didn't think about this, but I'm actually going to make a guess here as far as Mega Greninja. I think Mega Greninja is just going to be Ash Greninja. I'm just going to guess that Ash Greninja was like Ash's bond allowed him to Mega Evolve Greninja without the Greninja-ite stone or whatever. So that's what my guess is. Mega Greninja is just going to look like Ash Greninja. Maybe slightly different, but I think it's going to be very similar to that. And then the other two, I don't really know what we're going to get. Hopefully this gives Chestnut a cool Mega Evolution, because personally that's always been a line that I've not liked that much, especially the middle stage. I hate that middle stage. I'll just be 100% honest. I think that's one of the worst starters ever, is that middle stage for the Chespin line, because Chespin and Chestnut were probably my least favorites of the final and middle stage, but of the starters for Kalos, but they've definitely grown on me more, but I still do not like the middle stage at all. So hopefully it gets a cooler Mega. So yeah, I definitely think the starters, one I definitely think that's like random Flygon. Everybody wanted a Mega Flygon. Mega Flygon was one that I think they thought about doing. And now, so many people put out fan art and stuff. I think they will definitely do Mega Flygon. And I could be wrong, but I definitely think that's one that's very likely. And then just some other random Kalos Pokemon, because we didn't get many Kalos Pokemon that were Megas. I think Diancie was the only one, so stuff like Go-Go, Heliolisk, that stuff I definitely think could get Megas. And if the starters for this game don't get regional evolutions, which I think they will, if they don't, I think they would get Mega Evolutions. But I really think they're just going to give them regional evolutions, and that's what I personally hope. And maybe even, give the regional evolutions Mega Evolutions. That would be kind of cool too. But my personal prediction for the starters, I said I was done with starters, but now that I'm talking about Megas, I think that we will just get regional starters that don't have Mega Evolutions, kind of like how Kalos, in X and Y, you got the starters and they didn't Mega Evolve, but you could get other starters that can Mega Evolve. So that's what my prediction is going to be, is we'll just get new typings for the starters you get, and then you'll be able to catch other starters like the Kalos starters that can Mega Evolve. And then this transitions us to the first thing that's not Legends Z-A, is the new Mega EX cards. I really do like these. Personally, I probably like the old Mega cards better, with the Japanese or English writing. I thought that looked really cool, but these do look really good, so I'm excited about them. And then some other card stuff, so TCG Pocket. I don't know if I've mentioned TCG Pocket yet on this channel. I've been playing it for the past few weeks, and I've been playing it actually for months, but I've just been opening packs. But in the past few weeks, I've started actually battling and stuff, and it's been really fun. So I'm excited for a new set. I don't have a clue as far as how good this set's going to be. I'm assuming there's going to be some good cards, especially that Arceus, but I don't know. And then obviously the new Champions game, it looks great. I didn't play as many of those games growing up. I played the one that was on the Wii Revolution, I think, Battle Revolution. So I really liked that game, and I only played a little bit of the story mode. I didn't play that game fully, but really excited for anything like that. I don't have as much to say on that because, like I said, I didn't grow up on those games, but I do really like those types of games. So yeah, really excited for that, no matter what it is. And I did see it looks like it could be a mobile game as well, so that's going to be interesting, I will say. And then this isn't, I guess, as much of the Community Day stuff, but they did have one little thing for Gen 5 and Pokemon Go, and I will mention right now, I play Pokemon Go off and on every now and then, but they have some event right now where you can just like claim rewards, I think, and you can get legendary Pokemon. I don't think I did anything like unlock those because I haven't played Go in like probably a month. So, but whatever, there's some legendaries you can get right now, and I think they're really like I didn't have to do like raid quest or I still haven't even done anything like whatever the quest thing, like the Terra quest or raid quest or whatever, and you can just get these Pokemon, and they have really good shiny odds. I haven't even claimed all mine. I think you can get like 4 Genesect, and that's like the only thing I have left is get like 2 more Genesect. But I've already gotten 3 shinies. I got a shiny Genesect, I got a shiny Landorus, and a shiny Virizion. So definitely would recommend because I only have a few shinies. Even I think I maybe have like 10 to 20 shinies in that game, and I only have like 10-ish legendaries in Go. So definitely a great opportunity to get some legendaries and possibly some shiny legendaries. So would definitely recommend checking that out. And also, this just adds to my excitement for Gen 5. We're definitely going to be getting a Gen 5 remake. I think it'll just come out whenever the Gen 10 game comes out because I've realized what they kind of do. It's every like other gen, like every 2 gens, they'll like remake an old game. So definitely expecting the black and white remakes to be on the Switch 2. I don't know if it'll be like a black and white 3 or what, but really excited for that. Because Gen 5's the games I grew up on, so really excited for anything Gen 5 content-wise. And even those cards, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them. I hope the hobby kind of dies down a little. Like, I don't want it to die down, but, kind of do just so I can get some of those Gen 5 cards. And yeah, this is almost the end of this video. These were just some of the last notes. I did want to mention a few other things about Legends Z-A, but that's pretty much all like the new stuff. But for Legends Z-A, I really hope they bring back abilities. I don't think we had abilities in Arceus, and I really do like abilities in Pokemon. So I really hope we get abilities in Legends Z-A. And since the fighting stuff seems to be more important, hopefully abilities are back. It might have showed off abilities in the trailer, but I didn't see it or I missed it. But I really hope we get abilities back. And then finally, for my last big prediction. Oh, and I will mention, so there was a few other really cool things. There was something that showed off the primals for one of the mobile games that I played a little bit, not crazy about the game. And then even like it looks like we're going to be able to maybe get that Floette variant from X and Y that everybody thought was so cool but have never been able to get. At least it looks like it's going to be in the game. I don't know if people will be able to get it, but that's some other stuff. But my last big prediction that I'm going to make before we end this video is that I think we are going to be getting a new evolution this game. And my prediction's flying. I just think everything adds to it being a flying type Eevee. And we might get multiple evolutions. People have been wanting like a dragon type, but I think we're going to get flying for a few reasons. Just recently for the community day, they gave out that flying Terra Eevee gift thing at GameStop. I actually had to call my mom yesterday and like get her to like put it, scratch off the thing and put it on my Switch because I didn't realize that thing ended Thursday, which I guess is today, yeah. I thought it ended Friday, so I was going to be able to come back from school and record or like do it on my own Switch, but I wasn't able to, so I had to FaceTime her, and she was able to do it. So very thankful for that because I wanted to for sure get that flying Terra Eevee, but just couldn't because I wasn't at my house and didn't have my Switch. But yeah, really happy about that. So between the flying Terra Eevee and literally, I think it was just like in the past month or so that it was announced that Game Freak or Nintendo, whatever, Pokemon had already planned on doing a flying type evolution, but they ended up not doing it because it was too similar to like a fan one, which I think is stupid in my opinion. I think they should have just released it anyways, but I really think they'd already planned on doing a flying Eevee at one point, the flying Terra Eevee, which I think that could be nothing, but I really think that is kind of interesting that they did just flying Terra Eevee of all types for the Community Day giveaway thing. I just think that kind of adds up to flying Eevee, and maybe that's just me, way over predicting something, but between the flying Terra Eevee gift thing, that was the type that was planned to already have an evolution at one point, just the Year of Eevee. I definitely think with the whole Year of Eevee thing, we will definitely be getting at least one evolution, is my prediction, because we haven't had the evolution since Sylveon. So I really think that between everything, we are definitely going to be getting a new evolution. And like I said, with everything else, I just think it'll be the flying evolution. And then obviously just to add even in, obviously Prismatic. There's so much hype with Eevee right now, Year of Eevee. I would be shocked if we don't get a new evolution. If we don't get one this year, I don't know when or if we'll be getting another evolution. But yeah, That's it for all my predictions and everything. I'd love to know what you think, and if you haven't watched, I would definitely recommend watching the whole Pokemon Community Day thing. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I love to know your thoughts, and if like you disagree or agree, or what your thoughts are on like these new starters and everything. But can't wait to see the final evolutions, and really hope Totodile is Water Dragon. If Totodile's Water Dragon looks cool, it honestly might shoot up to one of my like favorites. I mean, Totodile's already probably in like my top 10 for sure. But if we get a really cool Water Dragon Water Dragon for Alligator, that it might. I don't know if it could surpass Garchomp, but it would definitely maybe give it it would definitely jump up pretty high. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and can't wait to see whatever these starters end up and any other new news we get, whether it be about these evolution potential, new card stuff. And yeah, oh, I should mention this. But yeah, I know we've done a lot of card stuff on the channel, but this channel is supposed to be just a mix of everything Pokemon. Cards, games, everything. So yeah, definitely want to do more game stuff, but just as with the card hobby right now and just me picking up a lot of cards, it's just been a lot of card content as of lately. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm out, and I hope you all enjoyed.